Scratch Red Wings Report, presented by 5v5hockey.com.
First round of the NHL Draft is done, and I have a message to Red Wings fans. Chill the out. 9th overall, the Red Wings get up there. They select Nate Danielson. We have talked in videos past about nobody knows who these prospects are, how they're going to develop. Nobody knows. It's an educated guess. The Red Wings have a scouting department full of professionals that sometimes get it wrong too. So as a fan, as a media member, someone that does mock drafts or puts rankings out, I say to you, what do you actually know? So Nate Danielson is a Red Wings prospect now. I hope that this kid is a stud. I hope that he adds depth to the Red Wings roster. I hope we get a Larkin, Kasper, Danielson, just three-headed monster down the middle for the Red Wings in the future. 17, they use that pick, and they pick Axel Sandin Pellikka. He's a defenseman from Sweden. I guess he was rated generally high. I don't know who the kid is, but again, I hope he adds to Seider, Edvinsson, Wallander, Albert Johansson, and now we have Sandin Pellikka. They're stocking the shelves. I see nothing wrong with that. This is what happens when you read too many mock drafts, when you read too many rankings, and you buy into the hype, and you're on Twitter all the time. We've seen it time and time again, and I'm just going to keep on saying it for people. It's ridiculous to have this insane, like, hey, they're going to draft this guy. I want Oliver Moore. I want Colby Barlow. You don't really know anything, okay? So if you think you're going to base a pick based on your gut instinct, which is what? Seeing a highlight video? I don't understand that. I'll never understand it for the life of me, how people are upset. So I'm going to come after the media right now. Fans, we'll talk about you guys later. I'm not in the media. This is a hobby. This is something I love to do. The media. These are the ones that think they know it all. Okay, even listening to some of these people on the Sportsnet panel talking about these prospects, they're supposed to be experts and they're giving the most generic, well, he's a hard worker and he needs to work on his skating. He's got to grow into himself. Yeah, he's 17, 18 years old. Of course he does. Thanks for the insight, dummy. It's just crazy to me that some of these guys have credentials and are spewing all of this rhetoric about some of these players and ranking them, saying like, oh, this is a good pick, this is a bad pick. Based on what? A mock draft or your ranking. It makes no sense. Every single team has their own scouting unit, and they have what they want and what they don't want. They have their own interviews. They have their own process of doing this. So when someone just says, oh, I don't like the pick, maybe you don't understand it. With the media, and I'm going to talk about, like, 97 Won the Ticket is one of my favorite stations to listen to, but I think it's more they call it root for radio. They wanted the insane things to happen. I've talked about Alex DeBrincat. I want the Red Wings to trade for Alex DeBrincat or Travis Konechny or somebody. Well, guess what? Nothing happened in the first round. Zero. No trades, no nothing. At the time that I've been doing this, it's the 25th pick right now for the Blues. Nothing has happened. It's been a pretty boring first round. So picking up Danielson and Sandin Pellikka, they're two really good prospects. And what we should be doing as Red Wings fans is embracing these guys and hoping they turn into studs. Now, it might take a few years, yeah. But this isn't the NFL. This isn't the, hey, we can turn it around in just a quick second. But, yeah, a move like DeBrincat, a move like Konechny, making a move to get talent now, Yzerman's only going to do it if it makes sense. Now, what I'm rooting for, we move maybe Boston's pick next year, one of our seconds, and maybe Zadina. Maybe this can still get done. Maybe they can still pick up a player. Maybe it'll happen in day 2. For fans, we all need to chill the hell out, okay? This isn't the end of the world. Going into year 5 of a rebuild, I don't think people realize the absolute mess that Ken Holland left Steve Yzerman. He spent 3 or 4 years just clearing the deck. And this is now where it's just starting that some of his prospects are starting to play. So it's like either you let these prospects that he's picked, like Seider, Raymond, Edvinsson, Kosa's not even here yet. All the second and third round picks take an extra year. They're not even here yet. You know what I mean? Like, what is the rush? Yeah, we're starved in Detroit for a winner. But I'm not thinking about the Tigers, the Lions, or the Pistons. I don't give a shit, okay? I'm talking about the Red Wings. I want them to be built properly. And if it takes an extra year or two to build them properly, to get the right guys, then so be it. Steve Yzerman is smarter than every single one of us talking right now and watching this video. He's in the know. He knows what he's doing. He's not going to get everything completely perfect, but don't you think if there was a trade to be made or a certain prospect that maybe you like, don't you think he would have picked him if it was the guy that they really, really wanted? There's something about Nate Danielson that the Red Wings love. There's something about Axel Sandin-Pellikka that the Red Wings love. And all the guys that they draft, they are hoping that they're going to be solid NHL players for years to come. The patience that we have as fans should pay off, but it's a matter of when. I think it's just because we have this expectation that, oh, well, they're going to be the playoffs this year. Says who? It's still a pretty stacked Atlantic Division. It's going to be pretty damn tough to go anywhere. Do you see the Red Wings being one of the top 8 teams in the East as it stands? No. When they make some moves in the next few days, free agency's coming up too. They could be a lot better. We'll see. But this is my point. Don't panic. I thought maybe, they were going to use pick 17 to move and get DeBrincat or do something. Obviously, it wasn't working out. So if there was a deal to be made, it didn't happen because there wasn't a deal to be made. Or the price didn't make sense. Would you rather Yzerman do something stupid and trade picks and players and prospects to get a guy where it's like, maybe this isn't worth it? Maybe the trade offers were way worse than we thought, doing our mock stuff, going through cap friendly, the armchair GM modes and all that stuff. We as fans really don't know that much. We can have opinions, and I'm not saying nobody can have an opinion, but if it's an opinion that's just, well, I don't like Nate Danielson. Why? Well, because there was another guy on the board. Okay, well, that's just preference. You don't have the expertise to say that this guy's not going to be a good NHLer. So I hope Danielson and Sandin-Pellikka can make us all choke on our words, okay? I hope Marco Kasper makes everybody choke on their words. Like, anybody that wanted somebody else can just relax, okay? And if you really don't believe in Steve Yzerman at this point, what do you want him to do? Do you want him to act like every other GM and just go out and do something dumb? Just go out and make a move just to make a move, just so you can go, oh my God, they got a guy. Oh, that's not how it works. They're trying to build a foundation for something that's going to be sustainable for years. Not just this year, for the years after. It has to make sense. There's going to be free agents next year. There's going to be a draft next year. There's going to be a trade deadline coming up. There's always opportunities to add players. And if there's guys out there that Steve Yzerman isn't really targeting, like Alex DeBrincat, yeah, great, fine. It sounds awesome. Maybe it's a guy that Yzerman has identified as, well, we don't really need a guy like that right now. We have other people on our radar. I don't know who they would be. I really don't. I'm the one that kind of looked at it and went, well, DeBrincat, Konechny, there's some guys that maybe they could go after. Everyone needs to take a deep breath. I've said that probably 5 times in this video now. Take a breath, step back as a Red Wings fan and go, all right, let Yzerman work. Don't doubt him until he gives a reason to doubt him. With the draft, it's a crapshoot. They're using all these picks. Maybe they'll make a trade tomorrow or today, depending on when this video comes out. Hopefully I get it up before the second round, the third round, or the fourth round going forward. Maybe a lot of drafts. The trades do usually happen, I would say, the second day because, it's going quick and it's the full day, right? The first round is usually a little bit bedlam. Just put that in your minds. Learn from every single year that you watch a draft, because I certainly have, to not get too high or too low on who they pick and who they don't pick. I think our expectations were very, very high with the DeBrincat chatter, with all these trade rumors. Here's the thing. Think about this. No one else made a trade either. Do you think there's other fan bases that are not doing the same exact thing that you guys are doing right now? Of course they are. They're doubting their GM. Why didn't you pick this guy? Oh, why didn't we make a trade? Why didn't we trade up? Why didn't we trade back? Because none of us know what we're doing, and we would not fare one day as a general manager in a professional sports league, and that's why I'm sitting where I am, and that's why people watching this, that's why we're just fans, right? So we root for the best thing for our team, but we don't sometimes know what the best thing is for our team. Steve Yzerman does. Keep trusting him until he gives you a reason not to trust him.